Hello from my kitchen. It's Cooking with Aunt Shirley here. Today I'm going to make something. I got to get these limes open. Fresh limes, gotta love them. I'm going to make salsa later again because I have my two main ingredients that I need when I make fresh salsa, besides tomatoes, are fresh cilantro and fresh lime juice. Yeah, then it really tastes authentic. But today, you may have seen commercials lately, I know I have, for Chipotle. And they have a new dish they're saying. The new dish is called Chicken La Pastor. Now, it's full of a million spices. I don't have one or two of the main ingredients. Not main ingredients, just ingredients. So I'm going to substitute. Because that's life, let's face it, So one of the things that it takes is called, how does it called? I don't know how to say it. A chote paste. The other thing is fresh pineapple, but I do have some pineapple juice. And this is going to be marinated, and I think it'll be just fine. You spell it like, is it ACHIOTE paste? So if I'm mispronouncing, you'll forgive me. Okay, but let's get going. I'm going to make the sauce first, okay? And then it's going to marinate the boneless chicken thighs. That's what they use too. And I maintain that has the most flavor for bang for your buck. Anyway, let's start. I happen to have pineapple juice. So we are going to get in a half of a cup, really. I'm going to put a little bit more since it calls for the pineapple. Okay, I'm going to make a big thing of the marinade. And then before I put the chicken in, I'm going to take some of it out and put in here. I can use it to thicken and baste again. Or if I have enough, I can throw it in a freezer container and maybe use it later. I don't know. Put it on something else, use for tacos. Again, orange juice. So we're at orange juice and pineapple juice. I'm going to do about a half of a cup of this. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. I love pineapple juice. How about you? Love it. We also need some lime juice. I'll put that in a minute because I want to show you something else on my little cutting board here. Oops. When I do the lime juice, I can add it. But to put the spices in, I wanted some liquid first. So let's look at all these spices. Oh my. Lots of little spices, okay? So, we're going to do a little bit of salt, first of all. I'm just going to open this up and put a little bit in. Just make it salty. So now, since I used it, I'm going to put it to the side. Okay, you can't see that, can you? Okay, I have something called ancho chili pepper. It's ground. And this is really a yum one. And this is going to kind of be instead of that anchote paste or however you say it. Okay, I'm going to put a little amount of that in. That's 1 teaspoon. I'm going to put a little bit more in. Like 1.5, 1 3/4 of that. If you don't have it and you have the other thing, that's great. If you don't have it, just put in more chili powder because that's kind of like a substitute there. Okay. Believe it or not, it has some cloves in it. Now, cloves are really strong. You usually break this out around Thanksgiving to make your pumpkin pies and whatnot. But I'm just going to use a little bit. In fact, I'm going to use the back end of my spoon. I use this. I'm going to use this. So I'd say about 1/4 teaspoon of that. Let's put in some garlic powder, not garlic salt. I already put my salt in. This is garlic powder. Okay, I'm going to get that in. I'm going to do 2 of these. This is a different brand of the garlic powder. It's pretty strong. I can smell it from here. I'm supposed to shake it. Look at that. That still comes out to about that much, right? Can't have too much garlic, girl. Okay. Then we have oregano. There's my oregano. Again, 1 or 2 teaspoons of this. This is so fresh. I love this. And usually when I'm, like, if I make a pizza or something, I'll put it in my hands and rub it together to get those oils out and the real flavor. But this isn't a marinade. It'll be good. And here comes my cumin powder. That's what you taste that's dominant in like a taco, you know, like a beef taco, that kind of thing. How much? I guess I should be putting the same amount, but this is strong and I used that other stuff. So I might just put, no, I might not put any. It doesn't want to come out. These are new little containers. I'm going to do maybe 1, 2. Again, does it really matter? No. And paprika is going to take the place of mostly that anchovy paste. I think it gives it a depth of flavor. This is just regular paprika. I have some smoked paprika. I have like different kinds. I never knew there were different kinds growing up, but now I do. So I'm going to just put a little bit of that in to give it more of that red look. And also, it does give some flavor in there. And last, some chili powder. I'm not going to go real heavy on this. Notice I quit using the teaspoons at this point. I'm sorry. Okay, let me stir it up. Come here, you. Get some chunks of stuff in here. It looks dark and looks red, like a brick red. Okay, get that in there. This is going to go in the fridge for some time. Usually when I marinate things, I put them in a big Ziploc bag. That's the second time that happened. It came right out. I'm supposed to hand wash these and I'll put them in the dishwasher. I'm a bad girl. I'm lazy. What can I say, right? Clean my hands a little bit because I'm going to cut my lime. Give me a knife. These are small limes. They're not key limes, but they're small. And I need a good amount. Let me do this so I can get a gist. You've seen me use this. This one's for the limes because it's smaller. Put it in that direction. And then you won't get any seeds or anything. Works really well. Okay, and then I take this little bugger out. It's like a disc. Okay, let's see how much 2 of these makes. Limes help tenderize too. It's that acid in there. In fact, if I didn't have these, I'd be using more like white vinegar, perhaps. In fact, I might put a little white vinegar in this marinade too. Oh, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So see, with those 2 little ones, that's only about a half a cup. Put that in. I might do a couple more, but I want to show you this. See if I can put my little thing in. Okay, so I have the boneless chicken breasts, or excuse me, thighs. And, you know, this is the end of March 2023. I don't know when anybody's going to watch in this video. But at this point, there were a lot of them in here for $5.53. That's a lot. We're not going to eat all of these today for dinner, 2 people. But we can have a chicken sandwich in a couple days with them or something, make them nice. But I wanted to show you, when you get these boneless chicken thighs, they come with this little bit of fat on each side. If you grill them, let it on there, it'll render off. But I like to cut this part of the fat off. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. And yeah, well, I lose a little bit of the chicken. I just try and pull that back. But I don't want all that fat on there, see? So I'm just going to get that off, okay, on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to do this one like at an angle. See, because if I cut it, I'm going to miss all that chicken too. So I'm just going to kind of run my knife like so. Then I can go down. Okay, there's a little piece there. I'll get you two. And then I have just that with a little bit of meat on there, but that's not a big deal. Then I can put them right in this marinade bit, like I said before I do. Because once there's meat in here, I don't want to use this for really anything else unless it's the same meal and I'm going to baste the same. But I think it'll cover all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple scoops of this out and save it. I might use it today, but I might use it another time. Oh, you know what I can smell? The pineapple juice. Yummy. Okay, so I'm going to get all my chicken in here. And then I'll see you. I have like an hour, hour and a half before I'm going to actually put these and grill them. I'm going to grill them but not technically. I'm going to bake them on really high in the oven. And it'll give that time, that marinade with the acid and stuff in there to get inside that chicken and tenderize that, and also sop up a lot of that flavor. So, okay, BRB. Before I put it in the fridge, I just wanted to show you. I took the 2 ladles of marinade out, and believe me, look, there's plenty to, as long as that's covered in there, and it is, that'll be great, okay? But so if you were wondering, is that going to be enough? It's fine. It just has to dunk underneath. And if you know me at all, guess what I'm going to do with the trimmings of this? You'll laugh. Maybe you won't. I'm going to keep this, and I'm not going to put it in a soup or a stew or anything else. I'm going to save this. I'm actually going to freeze it and feed a little bit at a time to my crows that I call in the morning. I mean, they eat roadkill, guys. Come on. You know, this is better than roadkill. They love when I give them a little bit of ground meat or raw eggs and stuff like that. So I love my crows. I call them with a bell every morning, or if I don't, they'll yak and caw until I do come. Things like, your crows are outside. I'm like, I know, I hear them, but it's a little early. But anyway, I keep like little baggies. Sometimes I'll grind up a little bit of this and that and then make little round balls of stuff in the freezer, and I can throw one to them here and there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here's our chicken that's been marinating, just about an hour. Now, you could have chunked this up and then used skewers, because technically the way this dish is made, but I didn't have chunks of pineapple, that you do it like a gyro, like you put it up on the like you layer it, and then what they do is they cut off parts, and it gets charred. But we're not doing that. We're just going to fry it. I was going to bake it on super high in the oven, but I talked to my sister Donna too long on the phone. So there you have it. We're going to have a little bit of jasmine rice with that. I had some extra I had a green pepper that didn't look so good. He was looking a little soggy, so I'm going to fry him up. This skillet is getting really hot. That's why I'm waiting. I wanted this to get really hot. Then I'll put that chicken in there. And maybe it'll make enough sauce with this marinade for the rice. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, I'm doing this one-handed. I want you to see how this chicken sizzles when I put it in. Okay, ready? Watch how it shrinks up a little bit. That's how hot I'm always talking about that we want things. Okay, let's see. Come here, you. Here's a big piece. I don't want too much. See, too much moisture in the pan. So I always dry my meat off, but too much moisture will steam it and it won't get a crust on it. See how it just shrinks up a little bit like that? And I'm trying not to overcrowd the pan. Chicken thighs aren't pretty, but let me tell you, they're pretty darn good. Okay, one more and then I'm going to turn this off. I need my other hand. Ready? I'll just do the other one. Just one left. I'm just kind of getting the most of the liquid off like that. A little space right there. All right. I'll get them about 60% cooked on the one side. They'll start to give me a little bit of white. Knowing when to turn over. And I put this guy in first, right? I'm just going to peek. I don't think he's ready yet. But he's close. Look. He has to cook through, and then I'll cook the rest of the way on the flip. All righty. Chicken's coming in. Pretty much finished at internal temperature 165. Actually, it's a little over. But I poured some of the leftover marinade on those strips of green pepper. You know, this smells really different than you might think. You know, it doesn't have the soy sauce. Sometimes I'll make a marinade with soy and orange juice and whatnot. It's the pineapple juice, y'all. It is so, like, dominant in here. And really, really good. It's just a freshness, a brightness to it. And I'm going to finish. Here, let me reach. I have a little extra cilantro and some scallion from when I made salsa. And we'll just have this and jasmine rice. Getting out the big flour tortilla. We'll see how we want to go with this, but really good. Yummy. I tasted a teeny bit of that piece of chicken right there. See, it's missing. And you didn't even notice. So there. So I'm slicing it up. We're going to have it first on some flour tortillas.